Okay. Hi, we are here with Jeff and Les and the ADU Property Brothers from InvestorsGoneWild.com. Hi, Jeff, and hi, Les. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and what we're going to be doing on this coming episodes out here?
Uh, sure. I'm Jeff. I'm the architect. So far, we've uh, drawn up some plans for a 700 square foot, one bedroom ADU, which is an accessory dwelling unit. And it has a nice kitchen, a bathroom. And anyway, we went through the process, got the plans, and now we finished digging a 12-inch trench. We're ready for the footing.
Got it. Got it. Got. Thanks, Jeff, for the introduction. Les, tell us a little bit about your background, what you've done, and what are you guys looking to do in the coming episodes out here in terms of our viewers.
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Les, and I come from the background of flipping property, like a property developer, rehabber. I've done 45 plus properties, and now we're getting into the ADUs, building for people, and also flipping with the ADUs. Very excited about that. Saw a very good opportunity to do that. The process is streamlined, is done much faster than if you were to do it without an ADU. And the fees are reduced, so that's a good thing. So what we're working on right now is for a customer, we're doing 700 square foot ADU. Right now we've done the trenching for the foundation, 12 inches deep, 12 inches wide. Here we have the pipes for the sewer line. We're working on that right now.
Les, if you don't mind, Les, thank you for the introduction.
Sure.
So before we jump into the ADU itself, a quick when we're going to be educating people how to build your own ADU, that's a part of the process that we would also help you guys getting your own permits in your own city. We are very, very dedicated to do it yourself kind of an approach. So Jeff, tell us how much time it took you for permitting and how was the process in San Jose City? And I know that every city differs, but educate us on what was the process and how long it took you to get the permit for this ADU.
Yeah, actually, the permitting went really quickly. They have a streamlined process with express permit review. So we just made an appointment. We met with the city. They reviewed our plans. They had comments. We came back for one more meeting and we got the permit. So it was a pretty easy process. We had a good structural engineer who knows how to work with the SIPS panels that we're working with for this project. So that's one of the unique things about what we do is we're using structurally insulated panels as opposed to conventional wood framing. And so that makes our project go much quicker.
Excellent. Yeah, because as we've talked, you guys are also looking to do everything green. Basically, you're looking to build ADUs where you might get, some cities might participate in some rebates, 20, 30, 40%, depending on the city and the kind of parts. And you guys are putting everything green. So we're super excited, Jeff, Les. Yeah, once again, if you were to turn around on the project live, could you show us step by step what is it that you did on this day one so that our viewers are educated, almost like a step by step type of thing? What is it that you did and what was the square footage here that you're trying to build here?
Sure.
If you could Sanjay, show us the
I'm going to go ahead and show you the
with the video. Can you see
can you see the footing?
Can you see the construction site?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So absolutely, it looks great.
That's a 12-inch wide footing all the way around. So we've dug that. We're going to put the rebar in. We're going to build the formwork, and then we've been bringing.
One more thing, Sanjay. The rebar that we're using only goes around the edges. We are using helix in the middle. Next project will be 100% helix. It's just we had to on this one we had to go with the rebar on the edges because it takes a little bit more engineering on that. We kind of wanted to get it done quickly. So, but the next one, we're going to bring Dennis in there to get those guys educated on the Helix. So it will be 100% Helix. But anyways, go ahead, Jeff.
We'll explain what Helix is next installment when we're ready to do the floor. But anyway, as I said, that wood is for the formwork or the footing. This wood here, and then that's.
Les and Jeff, could you come closer to the mic because I think it's
I'm
not
sorry.
coming.
This is the wood here for the formwork. That's the rebar we're going to put in the footing. This is the plumbing right here. We're going to run for the sewer. We're going to run it under the house. And then,
So just one sec, just so that everybody's understanding this step by step. You got the rebar across, and that's for the framework.
Yes, that goes in the footing all the way around.
Okay.
That's for the concrete. Yes, number 4 rebars, top and bottom, and then we're going to dig for this plumbing. The toilet's going to be sort of in the middle of the unit here.
So is the plumbing a part of the existing infrastructure of the house, or you're just doing it separately?
We're going to tie into the existing sewer line that's under the house. So we have to go under the house and run our pipe to tie in there. We're going to tie into the water as well. We have footings to pick up a beam. It's a post and beam construction. So we have posts in the middle and 2 posts on either side with a wood beam down the middle. We're going to put the gravel down and the rest of the assembly before we pour the concrete.
So where exactly would the gravel go here?
The gravel covers this entire area. The deal is at the top, we want a 4-inch concrete slab over 4 inches of rock, sand, and the vapor barrier. So
are there any special material for the gravels, just like how you guys are talking about?
We actually used a recycled material. We used a recycled gravel. So Les got a good deal on that. And so that's what we're putting down. It's a 3-inch rock, and and then we.
So is that also considered like some sort of a saving or a green, basically?
Well, you're required to do that now, but that is a green requirement. Now, also the Helix that we're going to put in the concrete, that is a very good green product. That saves time, that saves a cost of materials. And it's basically, we'll bring that next time and show you guys a picture of that.
Absolutely. So
yeah,
how large is the exist? Sorry, go ahead.
The recycled rock is a rock that's it's been recycled, so it costs a little bit cheaper. It's a savings for us, and it's permitted to use with the city. So
excellent.
It's a nice
As you
savings
guys
there.
think here.
Right. So the next time we talk, the formwork will be done, and you'll have a better understanding of what work we've done and what our next steps are.
So the plumbing that you guys have done, the water and the sewage, that's going to be separately drilled. Is there some sort of a drilling?
No, it's going to connect to the existing house. The sewer, we're running underneath the house all the way by the street. The water connection is most likely going to be at the existing hose bib right underneath the basement. They have a basement over here, and the gas line is going to run to the gas meter on the if you're facing the house where we are in the backyard to the left side. That gas line will run there. Our electrical is going to run to the right of the house.
That's east.
Okay, so the east, and then for the electrical, is in the backyard, and we're going to connect to that. PG&E is going to do a sub-meter, so they're going to have their own separate bill on the sub-meter.
We're going to go show you with existing electrical meter now. So this is the existing electrical. We're going to change this to a 200 amp. Right now it's 100 amp, and that'll be enough to power the new unit
And
the existing as well. So
what about if somebody wanted to also add solar to their house along with this electrical unit?
They could easily do that. That would work. That would work perfectly. The thing you need to be aware of is the orientation of the roof, because you either want to be west or south facing with your roof, and those are the best exposures for solar. So
that's a great point. That's a great tip. If you guys are looking to add solar on top of your ADUs to save, and as everything is going green and there are some laws changing that you have to have solar coming in California, this might be a consideration to look at. Really, this is exciting. This is day one. And as I mentioned, they're doing everything green, where you can start getting some rebates. So any other tips that you would have for day one, guys, if somebody were to kind of watch these videos and do it yourself, or they would need some help from us, that you can kind of guide or talk about?
Uh, yeah, I mean, just make sure you've got a lot of water and a,
Hmm.
and a hat. It's pretty
Wow.
hot, you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
you know, we dug all by hand, but if the site allows, you can bring a bobcat in, which is just it helps dig. So that goes really quickly.
Oh, that's
Um,
a good point, Jeff. You mentioned Bobcat, and there could be different sizes. I'm really trying to make it simple, like uh, building your own home or ADUs for dummies kind of thing.
and
So,
you can pretty much get
pardon
that a
me.
small enough one to fit your site, so you can get it in the backyard, and then that saves a lot of time. We had a little bit of
Got it. Got it.
jackhammering to do, so there's still a little bit more, but you got to be prepared to do that. Break out some concrete possibly. Most properties are going to have some concrete you got to break out, so that's something to keep in mind. Uh,
Got it.
the most important things are really just tying into the utilities, and really you having a good plan for that, because when the inspectors come out, they're going to be looking at that. And when we went through plan check, they actually had an inspector that focused on that. So the city's really trying to help avoid mistakes. Um, you know,
Got it.
And
Got
I'd
it. Got
also
it.
like
This.
to add that as far as the sewer goes, you have to make sure that it flows down, or you need a sewer injector pump. So
yeah.
this is why we're doing the foundation the way we are. We're taking the where the toilet is going to be, that's going to be the high point, and it's going to slope down so that it goes down. It has to slope down, or else you have to put a fuel, or not fuel, I'm sorry, sewer injector pump.
Yeah, if your site is such that your backyard's below the street, then you will have to pump it up. So that's something to keep in mind as well. And
That's excellent
fortunately
tip.
for this house, we had a good water pressure. So you can test the water pressure where you just take your furthest outlet, which in this case was a hose bib, and furthest from the water meter, and you hook up the meter, hose bib.
If you don't have enough water pressure, you might have to upgrade the lines to
Exactly.
a 1-inch line.
Yeah.
Fortunately for us, we have enough water pressure after we tested it with the water gauge that we are okay with the going off the existing 3/4 inch water line, which is a savings, because we would have to cut through the concrete all the way to the street to hook to the meter with that 1 inch.
Well, and let me say one thing. We were fortunate in that in San Jose, if your existing house does not have sprinklers, the ADU does not need sprinklers, as long as fire sprinklers. That is, as long as the fire hydrant is close enough. So fortunately, there's a fire hydrant right across the street.
Feet?
It's within 400 feet. So we're lucky enough to have a fire hydrant across the street. Existing house does not have sprinklers, so this does not need sprinklers. We will have a fire-rated wall because we are closer than 10 feet to existing structure. So therefore, we cannot have any openings along there. That's one of the limitations of our site, is that in order to make it work size-wise, to make it big enough, but we're within 10 feet of the adjacent property, so we have to make a fire-rated wall with no openings. But we made up for that by providing skylights.
Yeah, we did 2 skylights, and instead of 1 window above the sink in the kitchen, we did 3 windows, so you bring some light in there. Because if you take out those 2 windows, you're gonna, it's gonna be pretty dark in there. So we're now, gonna be bringing a lot of sunlight in there by putting 2 skylights and putting 3 windows instead of 1 above the sink.
Excellent. So those are some architectural things that we're going to be seeing as this series of building your own home for dummies, if you will, a series that we're beginning here at Investors Gone Wild with Les and Jeff, and we're super excited for our viewers. So stay tuned of how to build your own ADU, do it your own self. Kits are on its way.
Sanjay, sorry, our next installment, Jose will be here. He's our other business partner, and he will be doing the form work. So
Got it.
We can do a little segment with him.
Excellent. Stay tuned, guys, for our day 2. Signing off, Sanjay, investorsgonewild.com, and our team members, Jeff and Les. And stay tuned for Jose for the next video.
All right.
All right.
Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot, Sanjay.
Thanks.
Take it easy.
Thanks. Bye.
That was cool, man.
Yeah, it's all